Has the match momentum shifted? Taking us through to the conclusion are your commentators Alan McManus and Phil Yates. First, though, to welcome back the players, it's Tahir Hadjat.
Snooker fans, please welcome back into the arena Ryan Day, Mark Selby and your referee, Margosieta Kaniesco.
When Mark Selby led 8-2, you couldn't discount a twilight finish. Now, though, Day wants to take it deep into the night. We talked about Mark Selby this afternoon. Sometimes he has a temporary loss of focus, but he always seems to regain it. No crisis yet, nothing to worry about. He's still commandingly in front.
Yeah, Ryan will feel a bit hard done by there to leave this shred. But yeah, just picking up on the point the boys were making in the studio, Ryan might sense that wee bit of hesitancy in Mark the last couple of frames, because 8-2 has obviously become 8-4. And we still have a match in our hands.
1.
It's a long way back, yes, but he has been given that wee bit of help by Mark this evening in those last couple before the mid-session interval.
Mark Selby 1.
Well conceived, almost brilliantly executed. At least the cue ball, though, is stuck to this ball cushion. If at first you don't succeed.
Yeah, that was a work of art, that shot, wasn't it? Such a small target to fight. I mean, the contact in the red has to be so precise, and it was deliberately played. fabulous response. And that's what he's going to have to do if he's going to get right back into this match, Ryan, is hang tough in the exchanges from deep bulk.
Day was definitely inferior in the safety department this afternoon, but you can't criticise the way he's approached this frame so far.
Yeah, so here's his reward for as good a safety shot as he's played in the match so far. Is his luck about to change? I'm not saying he's been unlucky all day, but I just mean, can he get this red and get the right cannon? Just looking, hoping for a wee bit of luck here, and there it is. That's exactly what he was looking for. Don't know if it's a wind of change in the air, but it all helps, doesn't it? Good shot, but again, he played it aggressively, didn't he? He played it knowing that he needed a wee bit of good fortune, and sometimes you roll the dice as hard as he did there, it pays off. Good chance.
Eight. Nine. Fourteen. 15.
Yeah, more positivity, trying to get the black back in its spot. Sometimes the journey to what the score is now, and of course we're at 8-4, sometimes that journey's important. I said 8-2 behind, it becomes 8-4. At 8-2, Ryan, 98-99% of his mind would be thinking he'd be going out the tournament tonight, but he's half back in the match now, isn't he? So he can just find that bit of form.
And he has completed
22.
an unbelievable comeback against a tactical maestro in the past.
23.
It was many moons ago now, but he remains, Ryan Day, the only player ever to beat Steve Davis 5-4 from 4-0 down.
$30. 31. 36. 37.
Of course, the closer he gets, the pendulum of pressure will swing. Trailing 8-2, Day would not have believed he could possibly win this match. At 8-4,
44.
it would be very much an outside chance. But when it does dawn on the Welshman that he could possibly
45.
prevail, that's when the pressure will increase.
Well, this might be the time to risk the cannon. It's a nice target to hold the cue ball just there. That'll do. That'll do very nicely, thank you very much. And this is a genuine chance to win 3 in a row.
$51.
It would be an exaggeration to say that was a kick. It wasn't. But I don't think it was the very best of contacts.
$56. 57.
It was clever the way he played that. He made the pot easier by going deep in the cue ball and with pink waiting. That was good thinking. He all of a sudden looks more businesslike at the table. He looks more interested, and it's quite apparent to me anyway that he now thinks that there is a match to be won here.
$63.
Clean ball.
$71.
He will be pleased to see the back of that red to prevent any possible messing around.
$74.
The old plant double A.
Yeah, more good things are continuing to happen. The yellow doesn't matter.
75 and a frame.
What does matter, though, is that from the brink of defeat, Ryan Day is suddenly fighting back. 8-5, game on.
Thank you, frame 14. Mark Selby to break.
Ryan Day is resurgent. Mark Selby now trying to stop, not quite the rot, but trying to arrest his opponent's fight back. in frames like this, when the reds become open early, quite often the first mistake is an expensive one. Or the first slice of inspiration leads to plenty. Of course, Alan, this fight back leaves a couple of players on tenterhooks in limbo. Ding Junhui and Gary Wilson, no doubt watching with interest, because if Ryan Day loses this match, both Wilson and Ding will be ceded to the Crucible.
Yeah, there's still a few permutations in there on that score, chiefly because Ryan Day is keeping this match alive and kicking at the moment. It's any 2 from 3, basically. It's been good defensive work so far, isn't it? Especially in that last frame. Ryan was pinned back 2 or 3 times. Superb response to put the heat back on Mark. What Ryan mustn't do is present Mark with an easy chance. Got to make him earn his chances. And if you can, get Mark taking on a red eventually that's got some risk or pressure attached to it, just to see how he's really feeling. Because you get a sense at the moment that Mark isn't going to take on anything risky. He wants something that's some kind of guarantee attached to it. This is excellent. Excellent work. Using the 2 reds as a little shield there. It was important he got that cue ball within an inch or so of this end cushion, keeping the pressure on. This plant's close, isn't it? But a superb cue ball. Yeah, there's the top of the table. No wonder. Feast your eyes, whoever gets in. Look at these reds. Take your pick, isn't it? But who's going to strike the first blow?
Well, in some respects, the gauntlet has been thrown down. Don't know whether it was intentional.
No, he's not quite on it right now. Okay, he did know that he was going to leave the cue ball close to the middle pocket. That tells us that in his mind there, Mark was hedging his bets just a tad. He didn't want to leave a sitter. Can Ryan find one good piece of cueing to set this chance up? Yes, he can. Yeah, not out the woods just yet. Look at this, dead straight. Got to work the cue ball.
It was a cracking shot in terms of the power imparted, but another one's required now. A really smelly red to middle, if it's available. And that's debatable.
Yeah, it's one of those got to impart a bit of pace in it, which tightens the pocket up. Oh, fantastic. Right in the heart.
I was going to say he's playing with
60.
more authority now than at any point today. I think I'll qualify that. I think he's playing with more
17.
authority right now than at any time since he won the British Open last September.
Yeah, and just casting our minds back to that evening in September. It was tough going a lot of that final against Mark Allen. He
23.
trailed 7-6 and he won the last 4 frames to lift the title. He got stronger and stronger as that evening
24.
went on.
$29. $30.
Oh, Ryan, you haven't. Ooh, I think you just... if he'd held the spot there,
36.
it would have been okay, but he was worried about just being snooker, but he can just get through.
37.
He's not in absolute prime position just yet. He's still, yeah, a little straight for comfort. Just get a wee bit to work with. You've got to get this cue ball spinning. Get it up top side of blue. Oh, Ryan.
Ryan then 37.
He didn't like it, and that
Selby
was
6.
why he potted it in the thick side, which kept the cue ball straight.
Yeah, really good spot, Alan. Had the pink gone into the middle of the pocket, the in-off would have been basically impossible. As it is, look at these reds. This could be the turning point. The beginning of the end, actually.
1.
I suppose if there's only any crumb of comfort here is that Mark might be hard pressed to get enough points with where these reds are. He's going to have to. It's not that easy to keep going down for blue or pink.
5.
So a couple of reds that are still difficult. He might need them to win the frame at this visit.
6.
When you've got a load of reds like this in the open, at the bottom end of the table,
9.
they look very inviting, and of course they are. But it's not the natural workplace for these guys when it comes to building a break.
10. Fourteen. 15. 20. 21.
'Yeah, that red near the yellow. Notice they're playing both loose reds here, but it's very easy to lift the other one in the left wing in potting that, so that'll definitely be part of the plan. It's one of those shots that's actually a really nice
26.
cannon to have. Regardless of which side you do get the cannon, you're guaranteed being quite nice on a colour. Just whether he can get deep enough to disturb it. Should do. No. Potted on perhaps the thin
27.
side, so lots of work to do yet.
That was the bold choice and the correct one. And that's good to see, actually.
32.
Unlike the black to the yellow earlier on that Stephen Hendry highlighted quite correctly, no shirking his positional responsibilities there.
Yeah, here we go then. The cannon, he missed it last
33.
time round. Don't expect the same this time. It'll be cushion first. Promote the red. He's got to get a piece of it. Not with a lot of pace. Oh my word. Yeah, for your next trick, Mark, because you probably play that another 100 times and not go around the back of it. So, back in the frame. But it doesn't look like it's going to be a decisive visit, so. And Ryan Day for, well, this is only the second time today, win a close run thing, which this frame's going to be.
Thank you. Now, 37.
You have to say that Mark Selby in a frame like this, 6 points in it, 2 reds left, wins a very high percentage of frames of this ilk.
One.
Yeah, good pot. Friendly. Cannon on the pink, but he's not going to get in behind the red and playing the pink this time round, so thinking about blue. It's quite a nice shot, this, actually. Quite a nice target, the red, if he wants to play a cannon on it, and if he misses it, he's got plenty of options. It was a nice target, he's got it, but he's been unfortunate. Or has he? Does it cut? I think it does, you know. Brilliant shot.
Yeah, I was with you there, Alan. I thought the red would run on a little more than it did.
Yeah. Just pulled up at the last, didn't it? It's definitely on. So you would think you can play it with that bit of pace, in and out of bulk, and hoping for no cannons. Doesn't want a cannon, and he hasn't got one. He's perfect. Yeah, good shot. He just let gravity take its place there, and whatever B will be. What he is now is a massive favourite to go one away from victory.
Just checking the scoreboard. 15 in front, so
9.
Yellow, green and brown required.
Eleven. 14. 18.
In pool, when you're one rack away from victory, they say you're on the hill. Determinedly terminology doesn't
23.
really apply to snooker. But if it did, Selby would be on the hill.
29.
But he's not quite climbed the mountain.
Mark Selby 29.
A typically gritty Mark Selby clearance restores his 4-frame advantage at 9-5.
Thank you, frame 15. Ryan Day to break.
Selby's return to the arena, greeted with applause. The next applause he wants to hear is the one when he's wrapped up victory. Or should I say, if he wraps up victory. Does Day have anything more left in the tank?
Thank you. Foul and miss. Ryan Day 4.
Like I said the other day, Alan, that's what I call the rehearsal shot. Just erring on the side of being narrow off the second cushion. He'll make the necessary adjustment now and nail this one, no doubt.
Ryan, thank you. Foul and miss.
I
Ryan
stand
Day
corrected.
4.
He was more away from that one than the first.
Yeah, might be a free ball.
And the free ball.
Yeah, so the
Brown
brown,
ball.
it's not exactly a free shot or a free chance, but he's not going to be in any mood to turn anything down at this stage. Oh, fabulous pot. Well done. It was a sort of blow to the solar plexus, wasn't it? That clearance, that
One.
fabulous clearance that Mark Selby made. I don't expect anything less, mind you, in that last frame. Just when Ryan had that wave of momentum on his side for once today, and won 3 in a row, looking like 4 in a row.
When you get a free ball with 15 reds on the table, it gives you the opportunity to make a break bigger than 147. That would be something.
4.
Highly unlikely, but I just thought I'd throw it in there.
Yeah, possible break of 150. might be scuppered in a minute. And want to go back up for probably blue, so only a 148 is going to be on. So of course my mistake, just a maximum, just a 147 now if he goes up for blue.
Thank you.
Sentences you never thought you'd say. Just a 147.
11.
Yeah, it's a good chance now. Just drop this through, the red above the black.
$16.
Yeah, and it's good stuff
17.
this by Ryan, because he's not, it certainly doesn't appear to be still living the disappointment of having lost the last frame. He knows that it should be 8-6 right now. Just a rogue cough. He did the right thing. Don't play on it. Reset. Back in the job. Good concentration.
$24. $25.
That's the second time he's caused oohs and ahs
32.
by playing that very delicate deadweight black, which just about topples in.
$33.
Yeah, I think it's just a shame from his
40.
point of view and Ryan Day fans out there that it's taken him a bit of time to really get his straps in this match, because he's playing nicely now, isn't he? He's playing very nicely indeed. It's just, it might be too late. That's the problem, obviously.
41.
He's one of those players, he doesn't have a sort of designer flowing cue actions. It can take a bit of time for him to get going. As I said earlier, he grew into that British Open final against Mark Allen.
48.
Came on strong at the end. He's looking strong now, but has he left it too late?
$49.
Okay. Reserves of power called on. Not a great bunch to get moving. Yeah, not bad. I say he wasn't ever bound to get half a dozen
56.
reds into the Open, but 3 or 4 will do. And he looks a different player, doesn't he? I mean, could easily have won the last frame for 4 in a row. I know it's ifs, buts and maybes, but since that 8-2 deficit, he's a completely different proposition. He all of a sudden looks confident, businesslike. And he's playing nicely. But as I say, it might just be too late in the day for the late run to the line.
No obstacle here, though, between Day and his revival being
62.
maintained.
$63. $70.
Yeah, frame ball goes in then. Be nice to see him
$71.
make a big century. Can't beat the highest break of the tournament, but the good news is it's him that's got it, so. Yeah, well played.
Yeah, and it's a feather in his cap if he makes a 16 red
76.
total clearance. Not many players can lay claim to that in a pro tournament.
$77. $84. $85. $91. Thank you. $92.
A red
$99.
for the 4th century of the match.
$106. $107.
Gunning for snooker history. How about making a 147 and a 16 red total clearance in the same day?
Yeah, let's hope he makes it.
112.
Remember Steve James back in the day making one against the great Alex Higgins at the Crucible. It's a rare bird, isn't it? The 16 red
114.
clearance. Shame he couldn't make a 148 or 149, but this will do very nicely.
Your fellow
117.
countryman, Alan, Jamie Burnett holds the record with 148 in pro tournament play. It's intact for now.
121. $126. $132.
History right there. Even though he's losing 9-6. What a day for Ryan. The crowd at the bonus arena in Hull, Alan and myself, everyone watching, being given a treat. Amongst the audience, televisually, is Sean Murphy, interested spectator. We must mention that Sean engaged in break-building heroics at the Welsh Open. He made a 1-4-7 and a 1-4-5 in the same match against Daniel Wells, and that was only best of 7. These days, these guys just take it to a new level.
Yeah, they do, and Mark sits and waits patiently. It was interesting to note just when Ryan potted the last black there. I was watching Mark as Ryan left the arena, and he was not eyeballing him, but he was looking at him just to see what sort of mood. Does he still fancy that he can win this match? All that. That's the great thing about being able to sit and watch these guys, the body language. Here he comes in. And I think for sure he believes that this is still a match that can be won.
Thank you, frame 16. Mark Selby to break.
It's a really early call. What I will say, if Day could possibly win this match, bear in mind he's won world ranking events and invitation tournaments all around the world. If he could win this match, making a 1-4-7 and a 16 red total clearance en route and coming back from 8-2 down to get to the semi-finals of the Tour Championship, that is the biggest day of his snooker life.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, obviously we're a long way from that, and he's still a heavy second favourite, yes, but if he was playing really poorly, you wouldn't give him any chance of completing the comeback. But you know, he's playing very nicely now, more than capable of stringing 2 or 3 big breaks together and getting it done fairly quickly. Of course, that's easier said than done against this man at the table right now. He's not going to panic. But he's not quite on it. The clearance, yes, a couple of frames ago was right out of the top drawer, but that's what they can produce regardless of form. The best players that this game's ever seen, Mark being one of them, of course, they can do that kind of thing, but he's still a wee bit unsettled.
1.
Just with his game, I think, in general, since 8-2 in front.
Six. Seven.
See, it kind of looks now to me that Ryan's not thinking about the technique that he'd have been working on in the weeks and the days and the weeks leading up to this big event that he knew he was going to be in, working with his coach and all that goes with that. He's now in a situation where he's just playing. And playing freely, not thinking. Everything going in, or most shots going in the heart of the pocket.
14.
And hitting the cue ball far more crisply than he has done all day long.
$15.
See, even there, I think he's only got eyes for the prize, the bunch. Top side of blue. As I say, he's got one thought in his mind, full face of the pink. Can he make something happen here? Oh, you bet he can. What a shot that was. Oh.
20.
cue ball. He almost lost it off the face of the pink and then it jagged again. Superb piece of cueing.
If you hear a groan, that might be from Gary Wilson's house. He wanted this to be 10-2. Start planning for Sheffield.
21.
Can't plan yet.
$27. 28. 33.
Yeah, let's see then. Not only if he can pot this, can he find the middle of the pocket to hold the cue ball? Yeah.
34.
I think earlier in the match that type of shot was sort of creeping in off either jaw. Generally, that one right in the heart of the pocket. Got his eye in. And he's got his scoring boots on, and when they are on, as we've seen down the years,
41.
no problem at all in making lots of good things happen. Like that blew into the bunch of reds and
42.
now is he a wee bit hampered here? Just lost the cue ball a hair. Should be half the distance away from the black than what it is, and it's an awkward piece of cueing. More good signs though. Not happy. Back up, reset. And that's what you've got to do. Good shot, good recovery.
$49.
Spoiled. Well, not by the referee. That was, he just potted it on the thick side of the pocket. And lost the cue ball, so end a break.
Selby's under pressure, but he'll be heartened by the fact there is a route to escape in this frame. The remaining balls conducive to a counter-attack if he gets in. I know it went 10-8 last night, Murphy-Milkins, but in terms of quality and now drama, this is the match of the tournament so far for me.
Yeah, the trouble here that Mark may be thinking, that's why he's going to be aggressive and play the shot to potentially nothing with the cue ball back to baulk. The trouble at the moment is that everything Ryan is playing has got the go-in look about it. So Mark now is forced to press because of that. Good cue ball. Very good shot. You see, at some stage, Mark's keen snooker mind tells him, I'm going to have to show Ryan that I'm not going to wilt, having lost the big lead. So that was a kind of, I thought that was a clever option, a clever shot to play. But Ryan, like I say, everything's got to go and look about it right about now. In goes another. And if he can tickle tight in behind this, it might win him the frame. Brilliant shot.
Knowledgeable crowd here. They understand that that shot, although it looked simple, most certainly wasn't. Fast bedcloth. They always are on these tables, even though this one this week has been slightly slower than normal. Lots of pressure. He executed that one with aplomb.
Foul enemies. Ryan Day 4.
That stretched Selby's escapology to the limit and beyond.
It's one of those when you tie the opponent up but tight behind the brown like that, you feel like when the cue ball catches the bump of the middle pocket, you deserve something a bit easier than this. A wee bit of pressure attached to this red. But right in the heart of the pocket again. It's looking like 9-7. I certainly think that Ryan Day can win this match if he can retain that positivity that he's shown the last 2 or 3 frames.
9.
He's had his eyes on the prize pretty much every time he's come to the table the last couple of frames, looking to be aggressive, get into the pack early, take on missable reds. That's what you got to do. It's not easy. 9-7. All but confirmed then.
16. 17.
I'll be truthful, Alan. When he was 8-2 down, there was not a scintilla of doubt in my mind that Selby would win. Now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
24.
I was thinking the same. I think we all were, let's be honest.
25.
Ryan's had other ideas, he's switched it up, he's changed things, and it's paying off handsomely.
$32.
Just to reiterate though, it's just whether he can, in the next couple of frames that there might be, can he retain the positivity
33.
that he's shown? That's going to be key. He can't go back into his shell and expect Mark to keep making mistakes, because that ain't going to happen against the great
39.
man. But boy, has he made a
40.
fabulous match of this from an almost hopeless position. And in style, I may add. This has been absolutely superb.
45. 46.
A couple of times today we've mentioned that if Mark Selby gets to the final here, he will enjoy his 9th spell at the top of the world rankings. Who's to say by the end of the
51.
evening he won't be number 2 in this match?
53. $56. 60. 60. And the frame.
Breaks of 49 and 60. Now, Day isn't just winning frames, he's dominating them. He trails only 9-7.
Break.
This evening, right now, the boot is on the other foot. Ryan Day, 8-2 down at his lowest ebb. Now only 9-7 adrift. And he's controlling the exchanges. Points for that reply makes interesting reading. Ryan Day, 261 and
Could you
counting.
please take your seat?
Also, Mark Selby hasn't potted a ball for half an hour.
Yeah, there's the confirmation. That might be about to change because he's going to pull the trigger on this long red. Yeah, it was a good effort. It's one of those that would have felt good to his right arm through impact. Oh, needs cover badly. And he hasn't got it. This is what Mark's been waiting for quite some time now. A nice easy starter. Black waiting. If he can control the cue ball nicely, yeah, Ryan knows it. He's trying to hold firm mentally, but he knows that if Mark lands nicely on the black or blue off this, it's a decent chance.
1.
On more than one occasion this afternoon, Selby got in and won frames because of a very weak Ryan Day safety. I'm wondering whether we're going to see a repeat here.
Eight. 9.
Gary Wilson's emerged from behind the couch. He's now
16.
able to watch. Fingers and toes all crossed. Wearing his Mark Selby scarf.
17.
Yeah, and it's not it's not a bad man to have out there batting for you. He's as cool as they come, this guy.
This could be the shot that sends Ryan Day
23.
to World Championship qualifying. The place no one wants to be.
24. Thirty-one. Thirty-two. 39.
Pressure ball coming up.
Forty.
Yeah, and as ever, down the years, ultra reliable. When the winning line approaches. It's
47.
gone half astray, but no problem getting the cue ball out of there. Blue and pink waiting. Disturb a couple of reds. One will do. And he should be
48.
okay. Yeah, he's got a great account of himself, Ryan Day. We're just about to enter Himalayan climbing season. And the high peaks, he's had to scale a few tonight, but might not just be able to reach the summit if Mark Selby stays at the table for another half a dozen shots or so. He's
53.
taking these, as I said, as cool as you like.
$54.
Red,
61.
black, and one more red, and he'll be all but there for a place in the semi-finals on Saturday.
just
69.
make sure with the scoreboard, he knows if this one goes in, he's pretty much there.
70. $77.
He started the day with 77 breaks in each of the first 2 frames, and now a 77 in what should be the closing frame. Gives cause for Mark Selby to breathe one huge sigh of relief.
1.
Yeah, but hasn't he given a
8.
tremendous account of himself, especially tonight? Round 8. It looks likely that he's going to have to go to
9.
Championship pre-qualifying. He'll probably play something like a week on Saturday. 2 best of 19 matches potentially to get a place at the Crucible, and who knows, he might even play Mark Selby there.
There are no guarantees about World Championship qualifying, we all know that. But if he
16.
plays like he has done in this session, I think he'll be very hard to beat.
Yeah, he's got to, if he doesn't prevail tonight, he's got to take what he has achieved tonight. The way he's played, as you say, take that to qualifying with him. It's not so much a reminder
17.
to me, or I guess people watching, because we know he's a class player. I think it's a good reminder for himself. 6 or 7 months ago since lifting the British Open. But you want to keep improving. You want more all the time. It can't always be that way. But as I say, it's a good reminder
23.
of just how good and how talented a player he is.
24.
The snooker attempt will start off the last red. He's still in that free ball zone, where if he can get a successful snooker and a free ball, he could still just about pull this out of the fire. But how many times does Mark Selby miss a snooker and leave a free ball in a situation such as this?
31. Ryan Day, 31.
This is a frame I recollect a lot in commentary, but I think it's pertinent here. In front of our cameras on our TV, Ryan Day, in the semi-final of a World Grand Prix past, won a frame against Marco Fu after needing 4 snookers. But I think now the end is nigh. A day that Ryan will never forget, but it's Selby's semi-final. Mark defeats Ryan 10-7.